Welcome Aquarius to your love daily reading. Let's see together what is the love energy currently in your connection, and we are going to look into 3 different topics, and it's going to be how you see the relationship, how your person is seeing the relationship, and what's basically going on in reality. So let's start with how you see currently the connection. So let's see what we have here. I had a feeling like most of you, because of course this is like collective and general reading, so some of you or most of you feel a little bit hurt currently in your connection, or a little bit like betrayed, or you also believe that something kind of like ended maybe emotionally, and you feel mentally exhausted, I would say, or you also kind of maybe at some point hit like the bottom, okay, some kind of like breaking point or the bottom, because you kind of accepted the pain and you're like, okay, this is the reality, I'm accepting the pain, and you are maybe even trying to detach from being hurt. And also I'm looking at the cards, like you are kind of like focusing more on, I would say, like emotional self-satisfaction right now, instead of maybe investing the emotions in the connection. Or you are also like telling yourself maybe currently like, okay, I'm going to be fine without them, okay, I'm just going to focus on myself, and everything, like you're kind of like looking for the peace currently than chaos. And you definitely, some of you want some kind of emotional closure, or you are a little bit curious, I'm going to be honest, like you still watch their actions, you are still observing them, you're like still curious like about their thoughts, and you want to communicate honestly with them, you want truth, you are not wanting to feel confused and everything, like you are a little bit emotionally like cautious right now, or basically are really seeking the honest communication. So when I'm looking at the cards, definitely to conclude, you emotionally kind of like gave up, or yeah, you're kind of like emotionally done, but still mentally you really care about this person, and you're kind of like healing, but you're still trying to be alert, I would say. Or when I'm looking at the cards, you also want more currently the answers than the romance, is what I'm kind of like getting from your energy. Let's see how they see the connection and what is their current energy. So I really feel like they see themselves as very independent. They also see themselves like very comfortable alone right now, okay, your person. Or they don't feel kind of like the urge or urgency to kind of like move somewhere else, or they're kind of like moving very extremely, I would say very slowly, they're moving so slowly, and they're kind of avoiding maybe emotionally investing in this relationship, because we don't have cups in this, we only have the cups with you, but the cups are basically representing the emotions and everything, like the cups are missing in this pile, so they're kind of like avoiding like emotionally investing in this relationship anymore, and they're kind of like still preferring like stability over effort, I would say. Or this is also the person who is kind of like thinking before they are acting, or when I'm looking at the cards, they're kind of like trying to maybe weigh all of the pros and cons all the time of this connection, and they want to see the connection kind of like logically, not emotionally, more logically. They want things to be fair all the time, or they are also maybe trying to justify their, I would say, their distance, because they kind of also maybe believe like they done nothing wrong, or like what's going on, like I done nothing wrong, and they're kind of like expecting also the balance without like chasing you, is what I'm kind of like getting. Or they're also keeping the emotional boundaries, because of course, like I said, the emotions are missing, so they're like detached but still like controlled, is what I'm getting. And also I feel like when I'm looking at cards, like they don't feel pressure to change. They also maybe believe like the time is basically on their side, they can take as much time as they need, they don't need to hurry like anywhere, and they're kind of like okay with the distance, is what I'm getting. Okay, let's see the third pile and what is really going on. Okay, I have 3 different cards. So what is going on? Someone wants to win, okay? Someone wants to win. There is an ego that is playing a big role, big game here, and for someone in this connection, really, this is also, I'm not going to say like it's about them or it's about you, but in general, okay, in this connection, there's a public image or some kind of recognition matters in this connection, and someone wants recognition. there is a very crucial control, okay? Control, maybe one person is holding the power or over this relationship. There are some mental blocks that are kind of still there, okay? Mental blocks. They're kind of like stopping maybe the honesty when I'm looking at the cards, or also someone is kind of like afraid of being vulnerable to show the emotions is what I'm getting, because also in this pile we don't have any cups. So when I'm also looking at the cards, someone is feeling trapped, someone is feeling like mentally trapped, because the swords are talking about mental things. So I definitely like someone is very, very mentally trapped in this connection. And also with the Emperor, it's also talking about some kind of like authority figure. So maybe also some authority dynamic is actually in this relationship, in this connection. Masculine energy is also what is coming to my mind, because he's talking about masculine energy, so it can also be dominating there. Or maybe also the control in this connection is kind of replacing being emotionally open or being intimate with each other, because I feel like also maybe the silence, what is between you, is kind of like used as a power, you know what I'm meaning? So the structure over emotion is what I'm kind of getting, what is kind of dominating in this relationship, because also Emperor is coming from the major arcana, so it's talking about major things and like the things that are really kind of like big in the relationship. I feel like definitely this is all, when I'm looking at the cards, like all about the power. Currently there's no like lot of emotions, and because the ego is kind of like blocking maybe expressing the emotions, or someone is kind of like preferring the control over being close or being open. So this is basically what is going on. I mean, I'm also going to look in all of the cards. I had a feeling like there is some kind of emotional shutdown, definitely not a lot of cups. There is a power imbalance is what I'm getting. Pride over emotions, kind of like control instead of communication. And also there are some kind of mental blocks, or someone is having like a mental walls around them, okay? But they definitely, my beautiful Aquarius, like what you need to do is like stop seeking the validation, kind of don't fight for some kind of like attention. And I definitely like you, if you are the one who is like trapped in this mental prison, just really step out of the mental prison and release also maybe the need to kind of win, or let go of the control dynamic is what I'm kind of like getting. And yeah, so I feel like you already survived the worst, you've been there, you survived, and they also feel very, very comfortable is what I'm getting. They feel very, very comfortable, and but they're not connected, because I feel like this control is kind of like blocking the emotions, it's blocking the openness, the closeness. And also you deserve openness, you don't deserve the silence. Definitely this is like the final message I have for you. But yeah, my beautiful Aquarius, again, I feel like that was it, what the universe wanted you to know regarding this connection. So thank you so much for listening. And if you would like to get a personal reading, then the link is in the description down below, where you can book your reading. And also, if you would like to get more messages like this, please hit the subscribe button down below, because I'm publishing basically every single day new messages, so you're not going to miss any of them. So thank you so much. Until next time, see you.